वेलकम टू वी लर्न में आपका स्वागत है। सेशन नंबर 10 पार्ट 1 ऑपरेशन रिसर्च। टॉपिक टू बी कवर्ड इन दिस सेशन: इन्वेंट्री कंट्रोल, इंट्रोडक्शन, इन्वेंट्री एंड एसेंशियल रिक्वायरमेंट, ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ इन्वेंट्री, फंक्शंस ऑफ इन्वेंट्री, क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ इन्वेंट्री एंड फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग इन्वेंट्री। इंट्रोडक्शन: Inventory is simply a stock of physical assets having economic value which can be either in the form of material, money or labor. Inventory is also known as the idle resources as long as it is not utilized. Inventory may be regarded as those goods which are procured, stored and used for day-to-day functioning of the organization. As you know that how the inventory is most important to each and every organization, जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि बिना इन्वेंट्री के कुछ एक्सेप्शंस को छोड़ करके कोई भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सरवाइव नहीं कर सकता है, क्योंकि जहाँ पर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग होती है या ट्रेडिंग होती है या किसी भी तरह का कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो, एक सर्विस इंडस्ट्रीज में भी इन्वेंट्री नहीं होती है, बाकी सभी इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए इन्वेंट्री का होना आवश्यक होता है। Inventories are viewed as a large potential risk rather than as measures of wealth due to the fast development and changes in product life. The present concept of inventories has necessitated the use of scientific technique in the management of inventory known as inventory control. Inventory control is the techniques of maintaining stock items at desired level. Inventory is a part and parcel of every facets of business life. Without it no business activity can be performed. जैसा कि मैंने आपको अभी बताया था, whether it being a service organization like hospitals and bank etc. or manufacturing or trading organization, irrespective of the specific organizational setting, inventories are reflected by way of a conversion process of inputs to outputs. And now inventory random fluctuations, inputs then inventory, conversion process, work in progress, inventory, stock point, comparing actual material stock level to planned levels, then go to the output, material stock point, land, labor, capital management, product inventory stock points, feedback, corrective actions and more or less material stock, the material conversion process. Inventories play an essential and pervasive role in any organization because they make it possible to get right amount of stock at exact time of need to the ensure continuous and smooth production. किसी भी प्रोडक्शंस को, किसी भी ऑपरेशंस को स्मूथली चलाने के लिए इन्वेंट्री की आवश्यकता होती है, बिकॉज किसी भी समय आपका कस्टमर आपको कॉल कर सकता है, डिमांड कर सकता है और उस डिमांड को पूरा करने के लिए आपके पास स्टॉक का होना अति आवश्यक होता है। टू अवॉइड द फिजिकल इम्पॉसिबिलिटी एंड इकोनॉमिकल impracticability of getting right amount of stock at exact time of needs. To order larger quantity of goods, material or components from the suppliers at advantageous price. दूसरी बात होती है कि जब आप ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मात्रा में गुड्स खरीदते हैं तो आपको डिस्काउंट मिल जाता है सप्लायर से और वो आपके लिए जो है इकोनॉमी का काम करता है। To provide reasonable customer service through supplying most of the requirement from stock without delay and to maintain more stable operating और workforce level, कि हमेशा आपका काम चलता रहे, काम ना रुके रॉ मटेरियल की वजह से, तो उसके लिए भी आपको स्टॉक बनाना पड़ेगा। टू मेक एडवांटेज ऑफ शिपिंग इकोनॉमीज, और शिपिंग इकोनॉमी के लिए भी एडवांटेज से मिलता है। टू प्लान ओवरऑल ऑपरेशन स्ट्रेटेजी थ्रू डिकपलिंग ऑफ सक्सेसिव स्टेजेज इन द चेन ऑफ एक्वायरिंग गुड्स, प्रिपेयरिंग प्रोडक्ट्स एंड शिपिंग टू ब्रांच वेयर हाउसेज and finally servicing customers. To facilitate economic production is smoothly run by using the inventory. Therefore inventory need every times. So to facilitate the intermittent productions of the several product on the same facility. To provide means against hedging against future price and delivery uncertainties. To make effective use of available capital and or storage space. To achieve favorable return on investment. So all these are the advantage to keeping the inventory by the organization. Now objective of inventory, and inventory is an essential part of an organization. It consists of many items running into thousands. Systematic management and control of inventory for all the items is a challenging job. Objective of inventory, Main objective of inventory controls are to maintain the overall investment in inventory at the lowest level consistent with operating requirement. Second point, to supply the product, raw material etc. to its user as per the requirement at right time and at right price. कि जब भी उसको ज़रूरत होती है, जिस समय भी ज़रूरत होती है, अगर आपके पास इन्वेंट्री है तो आप उसको राइट टाइम पर दे सकेंगे. देन टू कीप inactive, waste, surplus, scrap and obsolete items to the minimum level. तीसरा पॉइंट होता है टू मिनिमाइज होल्डिंग, रिप्लेसमेंट एंड शॉर्टेज कॉस्ट ऑफ इन्वेंट्रीज एंड मैक्सिमाइज द एफिशिएंसी इन प्रोडक्शन एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. तो होल्डिंग कॉस्ट आपकी कम हो जाती है, रिप्लेसमेंट कॉस्ट जो है या शॉर्टेज की कमी आ जाती है. टू ट्रीट इन्वेंट्री एज इन्वेस्टमेंट विच इज रिस्की. सो फंक्शंस ऑफ इन्वेंट्री, द बेसिक फंक्शंस ऑफ इन्वेंट्री इज टू इंक्रीज profitability through manufacturing and marketing support. Other basic functions of inventories are inventory investment alternative, geographical specialization, decoupling, balancing supply and demand, and safety stock. Inventory investment alternative. Inventory is a major area of assets deployment which should be required to provide a minimum return on investment. The marginal efficiency of capital concept holds that a firm should invest in those alternatives that provide a greater return than capital cost to borrow. And this is the curve, total investment alternatives of inventory, like this one. This is the return on investment and this is total investment, like 0, 20, 40, 60, 80 and 100. That is the project inventory. And this is the cost of capital which is parallel to the x-axis. It is called fixed cost. And then दिस इज द एक्सेप्ट इन्वेंट्री इन्वेस्टमेंट. ये आपका एक्सेप्ट इन्वेंट्री इन्वेस्टमेंट आपका यहाँ पर रहेगा, जो आप इन्वेंट्री में जो चार्ज नहीं करते हैं. और दिस इज द रिटर्न्स. सो रिटर्न ऑन कैपिटल एसेट्स, प्रॉफिट अपॉन कैपिटल एसेट्स. सो प्रॉफिट अपॉन सेल्स मल्टीप्लाई सेल्स अपॉन कैपिटल इक्वल टू प्रॉफिट अपॉन सेल्स मल्टीप्लाई सेल अपॉन एसेट्स. देयरफॉर प्रॉफिट अपॉन एसेट्स इज द फॉर्मूला. Now geographical specialization. Due to factors of production such as power, raw material, water and labor, the economical locations for manufacturing is often a considerable distance from areas of demand. The manufactured goods from various locations are collected at a simple warehouse plant to assemble in final product or to offer customers a single mixed product shipment. This provides economic specialization between manufacturing and distribution units of an enterprise. And now decoupling. This functions of inventory is to provide maximum efficiency of operations within a single facility. Decoupling is done by breaking operations apart so that one operation supply is independent of another supply. This decoupling function serves two purposes. First, inventories are needed to reduce the dependencies among successive stages of operations so that break down material shortages. A second purpose of decoupling is to let one organization unit schedule its operations independently of another. Like this one, decoupling, raw material, then dissecting, then drilling, then deversing, then packing, then finished goods, and inventory of drilling or other stage, that is decoupling of operations by using inventory. And now balancing supply and demand. Balancing functions concern elapsed time between consumptions and manufacturing. Balancing inventories exists to reconcile supply with demand. The most notable example of balancing are seasonal production and year-round consumptions like sugar. Inventories in a balancing capacity link the economies of manufacturing with variations of consumptions. And now safety stock. The safety stock or buffer stock functions concern short range variations in either demand or replacement. A great deal of inventory planning is devoted to determine the size of safety stock. How much stock is kept by the organization at any time that is need on the stock out time. Then safety stock provides protections against two types of the uncertainties. The first type of uncertainty is concerned with sales in the excess of forecast during the replenishment period. The second type of uncertainty is concerned delays in replenishment. कि जब भी आपको गुड्स टाइमली नहीं मिलता है तब आप सेफ्टी स्टॉक का यूज कर सकते हैं, या फिर अनसर्टेनिटी के कारण आपके गुड्स में देरी हो जाती है, उस समय हम सेफ्टी स्टॉक का यूज कर सकते हैं. And now classification of inventories like manufacturing aspect, service aspect and controlling aspect. Like manufacturing aspect, it is raw materials of productions inventory, work in progress inventory, finished goods inventory, and then MRO inventory and miscellaneous inventories. And in the concern of service aspect, lot size stocks and fluctuative or fluctuation stock, which is risk stock and anticipated stocks also. Then controlling aspect, A items, B items and C item inventories. Manufacturing inventory, inventory held by a manufacturing concern and mainly of 5 types. Number 1, production inventory. Items going into final product such as raw material, components and sub-assemblies purchased from outside form production inventory. And now work in progress inventory. Under this, all item in semi-finished form or products at different stage of production. Finished goods inventory, this includes the product ready for dispatch to users or to distributors. MRO inventory, maintenance, repairs and operating supplies like spare parts and consumable store which do not go into final product but are consumed in the production process. Then miscellaneous inventory, items such as scrap, obsolete and unsellable products arising from main products, etc. These are called miscellaneous inventory. Now service inventory, lot size. This means purchasing lots. This is resorted to obtained quantity discount. Number 2, reduce transportation and purchasing cost. And number 3, minimize handling and receiving cost. Anticipation stock. These are kept to meet predictable changes in the demand or in availability of raw materials. Then fluctuation stock. These are carried to ensure ready supplies to consumer or customers in the face of irregular fluctuations in their demand. Then risk stocks. These are the items needed to ensure that there is no risk of complete breakdown of production. Control of inventory. A good start in examining an inventory control system is to make ABC classification. It is known as ABC analysis, which means the control will be always better if we start with ABC of inventory. This concept divides inventories into 3 groupings in terms of percentage of number of items and percentage of total value. Control of inventories like this one, ABC 10%, 20%, 70% और 70%, 20%, 10%, जिसमें कि आप ये ले सकते हैं कि जो ग्रुप ए है उसके अंदर 10% टोटल आइटम का ग्रुप ए के अंदर रख सकते हैं, 20% ग्रुप बी के अंदर रख सकते हैं और 70% जो है ग्रुप सी के अंदर रख सकते हैं. या फिर इसका जस्ट अपोजिट आप कर सकते हैं कि ए के अंदर 70% गुड्स यू कैन कीप एंड बी के अंदर 20% और सी कैटेगरी के अंदर जो है 10% गुड्स को आप रख सकते हैं. और इसका जो हिस्टोग्राम अगर हम बनाना चाहते हैं तो इस तरह से बना सकते हैं. देन एबीसी क्लासिफिकेशन कपल्ड विद बीईडी क्लासिफिकेशन दैट इज कॉल्ड वाइटल, एसेंशियल एंड डिजायरेबल enhances the efficiency of control on inventory. It may be noted that ABC classification is based on the logic of proportionate value, while BED classification is based on judgment, experience, etc. And now VED like A 3, 5, 2, total 10, B 5, 7, 8, 20, C 10, 40, 20, 70, total 18, 52, 30, and here total is 10, 20, 70 and total is 100. ABC and oblique BED classification. And now factor affecting inventories, economic parameters. Purchase price or production cost, the cost or value of the items is the sum paid to supplier for the item received or the direct manufacturing cost if produced. Selling price, the unit selling price may be constant or variable, depend upon whether quantity discount is allowed or not. Then procurement cost, these costs are those incurred by placing a purchase order known as ordering cost. And now carrying or holding costs, the cost associated with carrying of stock of items is called holding cost or storage cost or possession cost. Storage or shortage or stock out cost. These are penalty cost incurred as a result of running out of stock when the commodity is needed. One form of these cost is known as back order on the selling side. And now storage cost, manufacturing side and selling side. Manufacturing side can be classified into different categories like cost of backlogging and cost of no backlogging, and whereas selling side is back order cost and lost sales cost. And now demand. The demand pattern of a commodity may be either deterministic or probabilistic. In the deterministic case, it is assumed that the quantities needed over subsequent periods of time are known with certainty. This may be expressed over an equal period of time in terms of known constant demand or in terms of known variable demands. The two cases are referred to as static and dynamic demand respectively. Now ordering cycle. This is concerned with the time measurement of inventory situation. An ordering cycle may be identified by the time period between two successive placement of orders. The latter may be initiated in one of two ways: continuous reviews and periodic reviews. And now delivery lag or lead time. The time between the placement of the requisitions for an item and its receipt of actual use is called delivery lag or lead time, or gap between the delivery or receipts. Next is time horizon. This is also known as the planning period over which an inventory is to be controlled. The planning period may be finite or infinite. And now number of supply echelons. There may be several stocking points in the inventory system. These points are organized such that one point acts as a supply source for some other points, like factory, warehouse, then retailers, then customers. Multi-echelon supply system. Now number of stages of inventory. When parts are stocked at more than one stage in the sequential production process, they are called multi-stage inventories. And now number of items. An inventory system involves generally more than one commodity. The number of items held in inventory affect the situation when these items compete for limited floor space or limited total capitals. And now availability of items. Sometimes supply positions is badly affected due to various market situations, which in turn affect the inventory positions in an enterprise. And now government companies policy for items to be imported as well as for other items like explosive, highly inflammable and other essential items, the government has laid down same policy norms. And now do it yourself. Define inventory. And question number 2, list factors affecting inventory. That's it from session number 10, part 1. Thank you.